Hey everybody, it's Paul here. I have another question I'm going to answer for y'all. I had a couple of y'all asked, how do I update the firmware on the AVH-X2700BS? Or actually, this may apply to other screens that's made by Pioneer. What you do is you go to pioneerelectronics.com. It'll bring you to pretty much this page right here. And what you do is you go highlight your mouse over car and go over here and select DVD receivers. And what you do is click products, and then scroll down until you see the radio that you have. Make sure it's the exact same model, because not all firmware updates are the same. Like if I get one for this one, it may not work on this one. And if I do try to put it on there, it may mess this radio up and break it. So you should need to be careful. So anyway, this is the radio that we're working on today. We'll click on it, and it brings you to its page. It tells you all about the radio and all that. But if you look over here on the left-hand side, it says firmware and software. Most all radios have a section for it. And what you do is it gives you two sections over here. You got the update instructions, firmware notice, and firmware update, which is the actual file. So I want to go ahead and click on the file. Go ahead and hit agree. I'm going to go ahead and save it. It's downloading up here. It'll take but a second. It's apparently not very big. Looks like it's only 18 megs. Firmware notice, read first. I click on this, and it just tells you what firmware you're going up to on the radio. It tells you which radio this is for, and how it's need to be applied. This takes a blank storage device with no files, 2 gigs or larger in capacity, formatted to FAT32, which my USB thumb drive already is. And installation of the update should take no more than 10 minutes to complete. So that's just the basics of it. So I'm going to go ahead and go back. And then it's the firmware. And then when you go to update instructions, now this is where you need your printer, because it has like 6 pages of stuff. So I already have my printer plugged in, so I'm going to click print, so that way I can take the instructions with me. Print away, print, and there you go. I'm printing. Alright, this also reminds you which radios this firmware applies to. And like I said, this says just please download and print these firmwares. My printer's going crazy. I'm not sure what's going on. And it also tells you almost step by step exactly what to do. While it's printing, we'll kind of briefly go over them. Start the vehicle's engine. Go ahead and get it started. That way you can get the AC on. We're going to blah, blah, blah. Oh. Excuse me. I don't mean to cough in y'all's ear. What we need to do is press the home button. The home button is those 4 little squares off to the side of your screen. If it's the 2700 is over here. If it's not, it's in the middle at the bottom down here. It's 4 little squares. You press it. That's your home button. And then when you get in there, you touch AV source and touch off. This actually turns the radio off without turning off the display. Now the next step is to touch the settings icon, which is these 2 gears getting at it right there. And then we're going to select System Information. In the system setting, which is this wrench and this screwdriver. And then we're going to select Firmware Information. It clicks on here, and it'll actually tell you the current version of the radio for the firmware. If the firmware is 8.31 or higher, which is the latest version, that's what I'm downloading here. No further actions necessary. But since I already know the radio is at this firmware, I'm going to go ahead and update it anyway. It won't hurt. As far as I know, it doesn't hurt, because I've done radios several times re-updating the update, and it doesn't seem to mess with it. So anyway, it tells you to download the firmware, which I've done right there. Now we're going to extract the download file, which is the PH443D. If you know, just to make sure, PH443D. All right, now connect a blank formatted USB thumb drive to your computer, then locate and copy this file onto the drive. So what I'm going to do, I got my thing here. I haven't decompressed it, but I think I can drag it over, and it should extract straight into the USB thumb drive. Let's make sure. Yep, there it is right there. 32, 31 is all about the same. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to start the motor. Of course, I'm not in the car, but I can still show you the same thing. Connect the USB drive to the unit. Actually, this is where we need to be in the radio. I mean, in the room. So let me go ahead and get off of here, and I'll get in front of the radio, and we'll start these set of instructions, and I'll see y'all in a few minutes. Okay, we got the radio turned on. Got the engine started. Engine started. And what we need to do is connect the USB storage device for the instructions. I'm reading them off as we go to the USB unit. So I'm going to take my thumb drive and the USB extension. I'm plugging them in. And of course, it's right now an unreadable file. They won't know what's going on. So we need to press the home button. This is the home button right here. And then we need to click the AV source, which is this AV button right here. And we need to click off, which is that button right there. Alright, next it says to touch the gears. Actually, let me turn demo mode off. Okay, here we go. Alright, so now we're in system, which is the next step right here. System. And we need to collect system information, so I need to scroll here. I'm at the very bottom. And select firmware update, which is right here. I'm following the instructions. So firmware update. Please connect a USB memory containing the only correct update file and press the continue to begin, which is step number 9. So we're hitting continue. Now, do not disconnect the USB during update. Do not drive during update. Do not turn off the motor. Do not reset the product during update. It will brick your radio, and you will have to send it off to Pioneer to let them fix it or send you a new radio. So we're going to hit start. And it says updating. Do not disconnect the USB memory, which is this, or power off the vehicle. So hopefully the electricity won't go out. It's not taking very long. As you see, I was already at 8.31 version already, so it's just copying over the files already. Alright, it succeeded. Proper English there. It succeeded. You'll see when the update succeeded. Update succeed. Got that right here. Got the same, pretty much the same screen. And it says the firmware is. Let's see. The product will reboot after firmware update is finished. It's already done that. Don't touch anything, even if the screen is blacked out. After it is finished rebooting, the screen will return to the menu screen, which is pretty much that. The firmware is now complete, and your Pioneer DVD receiver is now ready for use. So you can go ahead and take out your thumb drive, go back to radio or whatever you're listening to, and that's it. That's how you update the firmware on your Pioneer AVH-X2700BS or other Pioneer screens. That's most all instructions are pretty close to the same. There may be a few differences in how you do it, but they all come with instructions step by step on how to kind of get you going. So anyway, this is Paul. I appreciate y'all watching. Hit the like button down below. Make a comment or a question in the comment section down there. I will try and answer you when I can. Anyway, I hope y'all have an awesome day, and please subscribe.